to consumers and wholesale buyers, we realized that it was key that our fragrance be xenoestrogen free. What xenoestrogen is a man-made toxin that resembles estrogen produced in the human body. According to the EWG, the Environmental Working Group, it disrupts the natural hormonal balance in individuals, especially in our main competitor where there is a citrus-based fragrance in a plastic casing. The reason this is crucial to us is because our target market is athletes and avid gym goers, and these are people who need to have their hormones intact and so they can achieve top-level performance. Our fragrance was made on the West Coast of personal care industries, and they have over 20 years of experience in making fragrances. So this slide takes us through our margins. When we're selling directly to the consumer, it costs us $4.99 to make our product. We're selling it at $19.99, giving us a 75% margin. When we're selling wholesale, the cost to make our product is $4.99, and we're selling it at $9.99, giving us a 50% margin. But when we go private labeling, the reason it costs $6.25 is because etching and customization is an extra $1.25, which you saw in the previous slide when it was customized towards gyms with the logo and everything, that there's extra cost towards that. So we would charge a premium coming to $12.99, which would give us a 52% margin. Now looking from a retail perspective, let's say at Dick's Sporting Goods, they'd be buying our product for $9.99 and selling it at $19.99, giving them a 50% margin. So now, this is a breakdown of pricing for our main competitor, the sneaker ball versus the Deo block. So, and these are all costs that the end consumer would be paying. So, if you were to deodorize all your needs with the sneaker ball for a whole year, you'd be spending approximately $130. But if you were to use the Deo block, you'd be spending $74.88. Now let me go through the breakdown of that. $19.99 for the initial purchase of our block, which will already have a cartridge in there with fragrance. Now, each refill is $4.99, and you need about one per month, so 11 extra refills at $4.99 comes to a total of $54.89, and a grand total of $74.88 if you were to deodorize all your needs with the Deo block. Now I'm going to hand it over to Anthony, and he's going to talk to you about our main competitor.
Thank you, Tom. So obviously, as you can see, our main competitor is obviously the sneaker ball. These disposable sneaker balls are sold in retailer stores and online platforms for $5 each. So to back up our durability aspect of our unique value proposition, we tested the durability of our leading competitor versus the durability of our first prototype, the Deosphere. Now please keep in mind that the Deosphere is made of the same anodized aluminum that we plan on manufacturing our Deo block with. And also on the other hand, keep in mind that the Deo block is obviously engineered into a three-dimensional block and will be more structurally sound than a sphere. So what we did for the testing, we took certain weighted dumbbells and we held them approximately 3 feet above each product, and we dropped them to see if any damage would be done. The first test we took a 5-pound dumbbell, and you can obviously see the damage on the sneaker ball. The first test we took on the Deosphere, we took a 10-pound dumbbell and no damage was done. We increased that weight by 10 pounds, and again, no damage. So then we took a 40-pound dumbbell and finally that is when the damage was done. Completely cracked the top hemisphere of our first prototype. But we as a team came to a conclusion that our Deosphere is essentially 8 times stronger than the sneaker ball. So I'm not going to hand it over to Costa, and he's going to talk to you guys about our target market and early adopters.
Thank you, Anthony. So for our target market, we're looking at active lifestyle people in the U.S. This group will consist of our early adopters, which is regular gym goers, athletes of all ages, and parents of these athletes. These people are important to us because they're going to be the first ones with our products in their hands. They're going to have crucial feedback for us in the early stages. When we look at our market size, we've got our total addressable market, our TAM, our serviceable addressable market, our SAM, and our market share. For our total addressable market, we took the number of active lifestyle people in the U.S., which also consists of high school athletes, and that number was 88 million. We multiplied that by our yearly revenue per consumer, which is $74.88. We got $6.59 billion in revenue for our TAM. For our SAM, we looked at the number of gym members in the U.S., which is 54 million. We multiplied that by our yearly revenue per consumer, which is $74.88. We got $4.04 billion in revenue. For our market share, we said we'd reach about 0.025% of those gym members in the U.S. And we took that number and we multiplied it by our yearly revenue per consumer, which is $74.88. We got $1 million in revenue, which would then grow to $3.7 $3.7 million in revenue in year 5. Alright, so right here we got our income statement. I'm going to start off by taking you to our revenue. As you can see, we have it broken down with our product and refill revenue. Take notice that in year 1, our refill revenue is significantly larger than our product revenue, and this is a constant growing trend from years 1 through 5. This benefits us because it's a driving factor in our business with the high margins on a refill and the constant buys or the constant purchases of other refills. And yeah, so cost of goods sold, as you can see, we got a great margin in year 1 coming in at 70%, which would creep up to 80% as the years go on. And then for our total SG&A, we got $425,000, and that consists of marketing, legal fees, patents, and other expenses. And then for our net income in year 1, we're coming in at around $251,000. And that's going to leave us at a net margin of about 30%. And as we reinvest in our business and saturate the market, and there will be an increase in customer acquisition and retention. And as you see, the percentages will decrease and then stabilize at 22% in year 5. Now I'm going to hand it over to Drake. He's going to tell you about our traction and commitment.
Thank you, Costa. So looking at our traction and commitment, in the past few weeks, we sat down with multiple gyms. The first one being Grande Fit, a small gym located in Palatine. It focuses mostly on personal training type of lifting. Another gym we sat down with was the owner of many Anytime Fitnesses in the area. Both these gyms have about 1,000 gym members at each location. Finally, we sat down with the owner of Export Fitness here in Schaumburg. This gym is massive. It has a basketball court, pool, spa, and many other amenities with over 9,000 gym members. The previous 2 gyms had over 1,000 gym members at each. Earlier today, we had a follow-up call with the owner of Snap Fitness, and they put in an initial order to buy our Deo Block, actually 25 units. So what we need from you guys is the startup costs here, listed here, to get them those units so that he can test the sell-through rate, which we can take that data to further gyms so that they can see how profitable our business is. So looking at our startup costs, obviously the most expensive cost is going to be the mold, coming in at $12,000. Going into the initial inventory, that will be around $6,000. Our website development will be $5,000, and the design patent will be $2,000. Looking at the required debt, startup costs will come in at $25,000, marketing will be $10,000, with a $5,000 cushion for any unexpected expenses, which comes in at a grand total of $40,000. I'd now like to turn it over to you guys to ask any questions and clear anything up, and we thank you for your time today.
For all the teams, it's incredible your vocabulary, and I can basically bring you into any boardroom, and if you spoke like you spoke tonight, you can hang with these guys. I'm telling you, that's what good presentation. I'm a little bit mixed up though on the cost of the product. You were saying it was $19.99 with a $10 cost of goods sold. And then you said something about your competitor was selling for $5, something similar. What's the deal with that?
Okay, so first of all, the sneaker ball, a pack of 2 costs $5. So over the years, if you were accumulating that to deodorize all you need to spend approximately $130. Now I just want to point out also with sneaker balls is they're mainly made for your sneakers, not gym bags. So you're putting 1 sneaker ball in each shoe, and that fragrance is depleting at the same time. And they're also disposable. So our cost now, it costs $4.99 for our product. So we're selling it for $19.99. That's basically. And then also if we're selling to like a retailer, we'd be selling it to them for $9.99. So that way they have a 50% margin.
Does your product last longer? Like what's the lasting time compared? What if I just took one of these and I want to throw it in my gym bag?
Okay, so I'll take you through that too. So actually, initially, we were going to have each refill last about 3 months, so you need 4 for the whole year. But after deliberation, and we got a lot of different comments from people saying our product was actually too cheap, so we thought we could bring in more revenue if we actually had each cartridge last about a month. Because I need to stress that with our product, it's like, razors and razor blades, right? You initially buy our product for $19.99. It's there, it's reusable. But you're gonna keep coming back for those refills, and that's where we're making the most of our money, is on the cartridges and not on the initial purchase of our product.
So does it mask the smell, or does it actually?
It will actually deodorize. It's not just masking it. It will absorb the moisture and then it will deodorize your bag.
Hey, how about in the manufacturing process? At what point can you lower your costs from $4.99 based on a volume? What's that break point to do it at
Go back to
$2.99?
that slide. You could, just doing the word you permit your costs.
That seems a little steep for. By the way, I like the guy with no shoes on dropping the weights.
Is this the slide you were referring to?
So how would you, where's the point rates at? So for you to do 10,000 units or 20,000
So-
units?
So $4.99 is assuming we get an initial order of 10,000 units. That'll be $4.99. Obviously, the more bulk you get, the cheaper it's going to be. But at 10,000, that's the price point.
Is it a local company that's going to do manufacturing, or?
Actually, would be overseas. If we did it local, which we've gotten a quote before, it'd be much more expensive, especially because our product is made of aluminum, which is it's more expensive. It's a more expensive compound than, let's say, plastic sneaker ball. You know, it's just, yeah. So.
Right,
Can
thanks.
I follow up on that question regarding the product itself? I applaud the testing you did to understand its longevity in terms of durability. But the reason I would buy that product would be to do the actual job that it needs to do. Being a mom of 3 boys who were on varsity teams, 2 teams per season, I needed something that worked, and none of them ever worked. Will this work?
Correct, yeah. We think that our combination of using actually essential oils and completely natural fragrances, we've been working actually the same manufacturer who's quoting us on our product is like the leading distributor of fragrances overseas, and it's all essential oils.
Okay, I would ask you boys, did you put it to the smell test?
Did we put it to the smell test? Well, the initial fragrance that we had, we did pass around to many people and they enjoyed the smell. But I mean, we only had one fragrance that we really tested out. We plan on having about probably 3 when we launch, just so customers can really pick and choose what they like best and take it from there.
This chart shows that gross margins are between 50 and 75%. If you go over to your financial forecast, all the gross margin is at 79%. How does that happen?
Can you repeat that, please?
So yeah, the other chart showed you made a gross margin of 75% if you sold it, I think just directly. Another 52% if you sold it when it was engraved, and 50% if you sold it through a retail store. I'm just wondering how you get to 79% on the margins here. Are you assuming some volume discounts kick in where your manufacturing costs will go lower?
Because our refill margins also got counted in this one. So that's why,
Got
yeah.
Okay, so the other one did not include refill margins?
That is correct.
Great, thank you.
Real quick on your sustainability model, what are your grades? You seniors, juniors?
Well, we're all seniors, and we're all going to 4-year university next year. Yeah.
So one of the questions that Eric asked at one of the other groups was about your passion. Whether or not we decide to fund your team, are you going to continue to do this regardless?
I actually have a lot of faith in this product, and I honestly believe as a team, we've come so far from the beginning of the year. I remember watching a video from here, Barrington students, a final pitch, and I was thinking, oh my God, like, I'm never gonna be up there. Like, that seems so crazy, but we've really dedicated ourselves to this product. Being athletes ourselves, we are passionate about this, and we are very driven, and we are committed and we want to go all the way with this. So nothing's stopping us, whether we get the investment today or not. We're pursuing this.
Okay, so you got a sale today? I heard that correctly.
Correct, we did.
Okay, did you get a credit card or what'd you get? Cash?
We just got like the commitment to purchasing 25.
Okay, so you got a verbal commitment.
Verbal.
Okay. Well, good, congratulations. You can't book that until you get a credit card. But anyway, I guess, you know, I'm just curious, so in your sales model, you guys are going out and selling?
Correct. We would actually be setting up booths or tables at the gyms and having the consumers at first giving them free samples and then gaining some feedback so that we can implement our product in the gyms based on the feedback from those gym members.
So this is networking sales with gyms around the area, and then from there you go to retailers?
Correct. That's what we plan on doing.
Okay, so how are you going to get into the retailers?
We need a lot of good marketing. I'd say for our product right here, I'd say marketing is the biggest key for us because we just want to make this like the next big thing, like, oh, I need a Deo block because I have a smelly gym bag. I mean, of course, it's more of a niche market. That's why we need the good marketing to get this product really out there and get people informed about it.
Okay, what are your marketing costs here then?
$10,000. That's in the past.
All right, so that's going to increase then. So I'm guessing your gyms, year 1, year 2, and then probably trying to get into, say, a Dick's or a large retailer, probably year 3, 4, 5. That's where your marketing costs are.
Yeah, they'd be accounted for in the SG&As, our marketing costs. And they'd get even greater and greater as the years go on, as we saturate the market.
Okay.
It'd be remarkable if you had $862,000 in your first year. Tell us how you built that up, and is a big portion of it coming through retailers, or is it through your other 2 channels that you're going to be pursuing?
A big portion of it would be through retailers when we hit that point, and then the other part of that would be through all the gyms. Because like right now, we just talked to these few gyms, and they're all eager to get samples. For example, Export has 29 other locations just in the Chicagoland area. It's a total of anywhere from 200 to 225,000 gym members. So from all these gyms, and Anytime Fitness has another 10 locations. So we think based on the great feedback we've been getting, we can keep pursuing these gyms and other locations around there. And I mean, I don't think we would have a problem reaching that number.
Mm-hmm.
So that number's 43,000 Deo blocks in the first year?
Correct.
Okay. Another question about the clubs, the fitness clubs. Are you going to be compensating them in some way, or are you just expecting them to just let you come in and set up shop and do business?
Every gym we've met with so far has allowed us to actually come in and set up a table or give out free samples, and they really want the feedback from their customers. They want to hear how they like it, and if they're getting great feedback, which they definitely will from our product, then they're going to start to implement it in their stores, in the gym.
And when they implement in their stores and their gyms, are they going to want any of the revenue, or?
Yes, so that's why we're selling it to them at a wholesale value so that they can make a margin profit.
Oh, okay, you get the built-in as wholesale costs? So all those ones in the gyms are wholesale?
Correct. They would,
Oh, okay.
or like.
So that, I did it at retail, so it's way more than 43,000.
You also got to look at the product, not the retail.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, thank you, Deo Tech.
Thank you.